Manchester United fans, of course, you have suffered plenty over the past seasons. I feel like I'm in a really good position to be able to determine what you're going to do or what you should be doing in this summer transfer window. It's a big one. Of course, Manchester United will not be playing European football, so we need to keep that in mind. Therefore, an expansive squad is not necessarily needed. But I feel like I'm in a good position considering the fact that I did manage Manchester United on Football Manager a couple of weeks ago. Of course, haters will say I got sacked. But I understood that I learned a lot about which players can stay, which players have to go, and more importantly, which players have that something extra that is required to be a Manchester United player. And there's not many. There's not many. Of course, it will be a realistic one and in line with what the club is already doing. So some things, unfortunately, are already stuff that I would have done different. But alas, we'll get straight into it. Not much we can do about that. Out. Onana. How much was it again that we got from you guys? 50, 60 million. Listen, I feel for him because I don't think he's necessarily a bad goalkeeper, but he's just not a good fit, him at Manchester United. I think he has to go, and Manchester United have to replace him. He's made too many critical mistakes already. And if you look at all the matches since he's been here, there's no doubt that he's massively underperformed. I don't think even the biggest Onana fan would be defending that. So Onana out. Lindelof basically already gone. Johnny Evans basically already gone. Collier, I've seen a lot of talk about this kid. I don't think he's good enough. I keep seeing people claiming like, oh, he has a future at Manchester United. I don't see it. If you can cash out, cash out. I don't see it whatsoever. And of course, Luke Shaw. You just simply cannot rely on him. You know, even when I was managing and on Football Manager, you plan a squad with him, then he picks up an injury, and then what? Where do you go? I don't know how realistic it is for Manchester United to be able to let go of him, considering he is on very high wages. But if there is an opportunity, I'd be willing to let him go for sure. Eriksen, of course, will depart. Yeah, he was okay, I think, for the club. Like, there were certain matches where you could see that his football IQ was so much higher than all of his other teammates. But, of course, his teammates just were not up to the level that he was at. But physically, he's completely spent. Garnacho, you know my opinions on him very well. My prediction a year or two ago was that he'll be playing for Leganes in about 3-4 years. We'll see which club he'll get. It looks like Amorant has indeed been done with him, which is probably the only good thing he has done since he's taken over. Regarding Amorant, by the way, it is worth mentioning, I don't think he should be Manchester United manager. I think he should have got sacked, and I think it is a big mistake to continue with him. Either way, I'm here to try and give Amorant the best possible chance to succeed. And we are on the same page on this one. Garnacho has to go. Little dirty weasel rat, who not only is he not good enough on the pitch, and again, Manchester United fans, huge reason why he thinks he's way better than what he actually is, by the way. But again, it's a perfect epitome of this upcoming generation. You know, always on his phone, more concerned with what people have to say about him than even actually trying to put in the work to prove them wrong. Mentality, midget, overrated. We'll see where he'll end up. I stick by my prediction. Not in this window, in a couple of seasons at Leganes or Cadiz, at best Celta Vigo. Højlund. There's rumors, of course, linking Højlund to my club. I do believe they're fake. I do definitely hope they're fake. I don't know what happened. I don't know where it went wrong. I still don't think Manchester United play in anywhere near his strengths to get the best out of him. That is a fact. I get it. He's been terrible. I'm not disputing that. But if you look at the way he played at Atalanta, even though people claimed he was a demon already there, he wasn't. There were moments where like you got to set the team up whereby you get the best out of him and play him in behind. United use him sometimes more often as a target man to bring others into play, which is definitely not his strength. And the amount of times this loser, for example, and the other terrible wingers you've had don't actually pass him the ball when he's made a good one is incredible. But alas, he has to go. So, and Sancho, I forgot, of course. Sancho as well is a Manchester United player. We'll see how much they can recoup. And unfortunately, Rashford as well. I say unfortunately because he's better than what you have in certain positions. But Amorant, let him go. It affected me in Football Manager as well. I had to do an entire season without Rashford. But of course, Amorant doesn't like him. We'll see what happens. Rumors about Barcelona, whether it's a loan with an obligation to buy, we will see. But Manchester United should get quite a lot of money from all these exits. But selling is, of course, harder than buying. Ince. Chevalier is the goalkeeper I have chosen to replace Onana. He is absolutely fantastic. And more importantly, realistic. The Manchester United have to be serious and realistic. They're not going to be able to attract players from bigger clubs. Yes, the pull is there. Yes, it's Manchester United that is still there. You're still hanging on to that. But you cannot go to clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Inter, etc. and try and get players from them. You're going to have to look at clubs who are just like you, in and around your level, who maybe won't be playing Champions League football. Chevalier, as a result, would fit perfectly. He's a fantastic goalkeeper, realistic. I think he's a ready-made superstar already. Like he can get in. People don't watch him enough. That's the reason why he's not rated enough. I promise you, he is the highest potential as well from a goalkeeper, aside from Joan Garcia. Those two are the best up and coming, in my opinion. And Chevalier is more ready. Baleba, yes. I hear you. How realistic is this? I don't care if it costs 80 million. I don't care if it costs 90 million. Manchester United have to get this done. A central midfielder is a priority. I keep seeing people claim striker is more important. This is where I'll splash most of the money if I was Manchester United. Baleba is a necessity. Caicedo cost how much? 120 to Chelsea. Baleba, I'm not saying he's better than him, but he is one with the highest also potential when it comes to midfielders. He is perfect for the way Manchester United play. He can receive the ball under pressure. He's incredible at applying pressure on other players. In the double pivot, up and down, absolutely necessity for the way Manchester United play. They need legs in there. This should be a priority signing. Up next, Roger Fernandez from Braga. He's a winger. I've been keeping a close eye in the European Under Championships, Under 21. I think this is a player who can give Manchester United something they haven't got. He can play on the left, he can play on the right. By trade, he is a winger, very fast, defensively lacking. So as a wing back, there's work to do over there. But it's clear watching Manchester United, there's been these matches whereby they go down a goal, they need something. You need more attacking wing backs. Roger Fernandez would be absolutely perfect for the way United play. Still very, very raw though. But I think, what's his name? Dorgu needs healthy competition. Cunha, basically a done deal. I think United fans are overrating him a bit. But there's no doubt, again, he'll give something to United that they haven't got. But remember, he is a Wolves player. He failed at Atletico Madrid. Keep that in mind. Mbeumo also looks like it's going to be done. I wouldn't have got Mbeumo. I think he's overrated. I think he's massively overachieved in the past season in terms of numbers. People look at those numbers. I would have went for Kudus. Personally, I think Kudus is much better at carrying the ball, and Manchester United need that. But of course, again, Mbeumo will be an upgrade over what they have. But if you're judging it by that, then it's dangerous territory. So of course, these two will cost around 100-something million between both. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Up next, number 9. Number 9 to replace Højlund. Moise Kean. I keep hearing Gyökeres, Gyökeres. No. Gyökeres should not be the priority for Manchester United. Moise Kean, you can get around 40 million, 50 million, probably less. Maybe even 35, 40, something between 35, 50. He's coming off an incredible season for Fiorentina. He can also play as one of the two in behind if necessary, the striker. Very, very quick, very, very strong. Mentally a little bit off, but we've seen it can work. We've seen it can work at Fiorentina, and for me, I would much rather spend the bulk of the money on Baleba and, of course, the two in behind, as opposed to spending them on Gyökeres. As a result, this is what I've cooked. Manchester United fans, I've given you guys and Amorant the best platform here to succeed. Chevalier in goal, Binder could leave, replace him with a second keeper. Defensively, I'm taking a risk. I'm banking on Lenny Yoro and I'm banking on Heaven. Yoro, of course, already we've seen, it will be a bona fide superstar. Heaven is a bigger risk, but from what I have seen, there is enough there. You shouldn't bring any defenders. There's no money over there that I'm allocating. You're going to have to stick to the ones you have. Licha will come back, and then, of course, De Ligt and Maguire covering the central one. The starting one should be Heaven, De Ligt, Yoro. Mazraoui also isn't a wing-back. I prefer him in this situation. And I'm Mazraoui covering for the wide centre-backs. I think it makes sense as well. He'll get plenty of game time. I like that defense. I'm okay with that, especially if they have Chevalier in behind them. The double pivot. I would have sold Bruno Fernandes straight away. And I think United fans would have accepted that from Saudi. He decided not to go. It's costly to United because Bruno is not a natural fit in this system. But I've gone, obviously, if he's going to stay, he'll start alongside Baleba. Backup Ugarte, who got massive, undeserved criticism. He's a fantastic player. He'll be very useful, especially when paired up next to players that can play with the ball. I think it's a horrific mistake still that Amorant made in not starting Manuel Ugarte. Then, of course, like I said, Casemiro, I'll keep him as cover. Again, so disrespected throughout the years. Yes, he's slowing down, but his class is still there as long as you use him correct. Important. On the right, I'm concerned because Ahmad starts. I'm not Ahmad's biggest fan. Dalot, I'm not neither, but there's no budget that I can allocate. Roger Fernandes can cover both sides, as can Dorgu. But of course, he needs time, Roger Fernandes. He cannot be considered a starter. Then, Cunha and Mbeumo. With Mason Mount, there were glimpses of Mason. I'd keep him, of course. It's a system that suits him. And then I put Mino here. Now, with Kobbie Mainoo, he doesn't fit in this formation. But I would keep Mino because at the end of the day, I believe Amorant will be sacked before Mino leaves. So, as long as Amorant stays, I don't see success for Kobbie Mainoo. I don't. It just doesn't. He doesn't fit in this system whatsoever. Of course, Bruno can cover here. I don't see Mainoo as a double pivot player. I don't. Not in this. He's too slow. He's too slow to play in this. I see him bet his perfect position is in a midfield tree. But, alas, he can cover here. I wouldn't sell him. But if it comes to it, if you need the finances, there's a sacrifice that has to be made. Mainoo under Amorant will never become good. And then, of course, Moise Kean with Xerxes. Xerxes, I'm a big fan of. But like I said, you need another striker. That is undisputed. But the thing I like the most with these two is the flexibility. I think Xerxes can play in one of these. I think Moise Kean can also play in one of these. But also Moise Kean and Xerxes are very different. But more importantly, they're both strong. Because you need a strong striker who can bring others into play. Højlund can't do that. The difference between Moise Kean and Xerxes, Moise Kean can make those runs in behind. Xerxes is excellent at bringing others into play. I expect a big season for Joshua Xerxes. But like I said, United don't have European football. So keep that in mind. Like this is a very strong squad here, eh? Very, very strong, great strength in depth as well. So I'll be like with this squad, even with Amorant, it would be a disgrace if Manchester United don't get top four. Flat out. I have cooked something very special for you guys. Like I said, in terms of priority, Baleba for me has to be number one. Has to be. And then, of course, I think you need another wing back in Roger Fernandez. These two are coming in. Looks like it's a done deal. Then if Højlund exits, my replacement, Moise Kean. It's manageable. A lot of access for Manchester United with the ones I mentioned. That's the hardest part. If you can get those players out, this is realistic. And you will cook with this, even under that loser terrorist of a manager. Tell me, have I not cooked, Manchester United fans? I got you guys covered. Much love. Thank you for watching. Phoenix out.